Hello and welcome to another episode of the Classical Republican. Today we are talking about classical republicanism in New Hampshire. Now, let me start off by saying that in New Hampshire they don't have a lieutenant governor. They have this executive council with 5 people, and they have veto action over the governor. Please see my other videos on the New Hampshire Executive Council. Now, I need to point out that the districts, if you look at these districts for House, Senate, and the Executive Council, they don't really have anything to do with one another. So there's a lot of distinction between who is voting for those members and who they're representing. So that's a good distinction. The House to Senate ratio is 16.6 to 1. Now that means that every one senator represents the same amount of people that about 16 members of the House represent. Okay. Now, the next highest ratio in the United States of America is Vermont with 5 to 1. Okay, so that's pretty impressive. Let's see, this other similar. Okay, so those are. We'll get into some more differences in a second, but the similarities, they are both there for a 6-month session. They both serve for 2-year terms. And they both receive $200 per term. Okay, so that's 2 years. So $100. They like to say $100 a year. Now let's go on to the House. We begin in the House of Representatives, and there's 400 members from 204 districts. We'll get more into that in a future video. You have to be 18 years or older, and you have to live in your district that you're representing. Yeah, so there's like a few thousand, well, maybe like 4, 5, 6,000 people that you represent. So it's really easy to get to know your representative. There are 25 committees in the House. And you can't have more, that's in the rules, no more than 2 committee assignments. So that gives about 14 to 22. There are a couple rather specific finance committees that have only a handful of people on those committees. I guess they require some more expertise, so they have a few people to help out on that. So 14 to 22 on a committee. And so the entire membership of the House elects the Speaker, and they use Mason's Manual of Procedure. And that's pretty standard for legislatures all across the United States of America. Let's go on to the Senate. There are only 24 members in the Senate. And you have to be 30 years old and a resident of the district for 7 years. Okay, they only have 12 committees, and from what I could tell, they have 2 to 3 committee assignments, and so that puts 5 to 6 on each committee, and they elect a president of the Senate, and this president actually goes on to be the is like the successor, kind of does the succession thing with as they have no lieutenant governor, the president is in line with the to succeed the governor. And just as in the House, the Speaker assigns committees. In the Senate, the president assigns committees. And I think New Hampshire provides a great model for distinction in the between the 2 houses of the legislature. It provides a good example of checks and balances with the Executive Council. Again, see my videos on the Executive Council. And I think it's something that should be emulated and probably promoted in other states and other countries, and maybe even at the federal level. So until next time, long live the Republic.